everyone, I'm just going to show you today how to create victory rolls either on yourself or on a client or somebody else, family member at home. You need a few things before we get started. So one being a pintail comb, some sectioning clips or a hairband if you haven't got any of those, some hair grips to match the hair colour would be best, some hairspray, and if you have, ideally, wax, some spray wax or just a tub of wax would really help just to get those little fine hairs back. Okay, so let's get started. So part your hair where you want it to sit. I'm going to go naturally where it falls, slightly off centre. Then you're going to part down, straight down the back of the ears. And I would probably do that on both sides just to make sure you've got it even, first of all. Again, if you're doing it on yourself, just try and get it as neat as possible. But obviously it's a lot easier doing it on somebody else. So get your sections in place, clip that back out of the way. And then what we're going to do is start lifting the hair to take small sections, comb it through, lifting it upwards because we want to create a little bit of height here. We're going to back comb slightly, so when you back comb, you want to start nearer the roots and gently push down or tease the hair and working your way slightly up, further up the hair shaft as you go. So we don't want too much back combing because we want a nice smooth finish, so we just want a little bit underneath. Continue to do this throughout one side first. When you get to the hairline, you can actually back comb inside rather than the outside because we want that nice and smooth. So pull it out from the head and back comb again, starting at the root and working your way further back. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just smooth that off slightly, so light strokes with your comb, or if you have got a soft bristle brush like this with bristles in it, it's great to get that smooth finish. If not, stick with your comb, just doing light motions. So we're going to pull the brush all the way through, or the comb through the ends. Just make sure that all round the front and the hairline is nice and smooth, because that's the bit that's going to be showing. So we want the back combing inside the hair. Okay. When you're happy with that, just brush upwards as I am in an upwards motion to get it nice and tight on the side. I'm going to do a little spritz of my spray wax, or you can use your hand wax to just help get any flyaways out. Okay, brush again if you need to, keep it nice and taut. What we're going to do is use your two fingers, put them underneath the hair, holding it nice and tight. We're going to wrap around your fingers until you get to the end, and then tuck those little ends inside. So tuck that inside, keeping the hair upwards so it's nice and taut. And then you're just going to roll it down on itself. You get a nice position. Once you're happy with the position, you can pin it in place. So hold it nice and firmly, get your curvy grips, and you're going to pop them in each end and really press down. Obviously not into the head, but you want to get through the hair because it could be quite thick. This style has quite thick hair. Try and cross over your pins if you can. If not, not to worry, it will just make it a lot tighter. I'm just going to come through, now that's secure, I'm going to come from the front. Pin that in place. You can really start manipulating the shape. Just going to lift it up slightly so it's not bagging too much. So just pull those ends up. Pin it in. Happy with that so far. So I'm going to move on to the other side. We're going to do exactly the same. slightly brushing over, so you don't want to be brushing too far in. That's why these types of brushes are brilliant. If you can get something like this with these little bristles or bristles horsehair or synthetic is fine, just doesn't quite go through all of the sections. Okay, so I'm happy with that. The ends are nice and smooth. I need to get the brush through. Back in with my unlimiter spray wax. Go over that again with the brush very lightly. It's just, the wax is purely to get a smoother finish and to hold the hair in place without it going crispy, because we want a little bit of movement while we're doing this. So lifting it up, 2 fingers again, wrap around, nice and tightly. Tuck your ends inside that roll, and then rolling upwards. Now I'm going to pin it in place again. Try and get them inside, because then they'll be hidden, which is what we want. Crossing over from one another. Ideally, you want your rolls to meet in the middle. You don't really want a big gap. So mine are sitting quite good. I'm quite happy with how they've come along today. But if you do get a little bit of a gap, you can just always go in, grab a pin and piece them together. And sometimes this is quite nice to actually do at the back, which I'm going to do here because I've got slight bagging through the back. So I'm just going to grab each side and pinch together, like at the front I can show you, so you can pinch together like that. That's what we're going to do through the back, and then just pop a pin or a couple of pins in, whatever you need to keep that in place. They're all done and I'm quite happy with those, so I'm going to give her a little spray with some nice firm hold hairspray. So these are my victory rolls, very big, nice and high, nice and joined together, nice and firm and in place. I'm going to show you with a little hair accessory as well. So I'm going to go in with some flowers, which is probably a little bit more rockabilly style. How people might wear things nowadays. So I'm just going to pin those in to show you today. So here is my finished look. I hope you like it, guys. That's literally taken me 5-10 minutes to do, and if you prep the hair, section it off so you've got nice clean area to work with, then you'll be able to do this in no time, just like I did. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.